Folks, it's another day. It's another night. It's another whatever you're doing. Welcome to another episode of the Friendo Wagon podcast, the only place where you can come and reflect on your life and realize, well, at least I'm not the first, second, or third dumbest person on the universe. As always, it's Smith, joined by my compatriots, Ethan and Potter. We're back on the wagon. We're ready to roll.
That is our title, and you will not take it.
Or they might. If you think that you could be more successful, honestly, I would let you challenge the throne.
Ooh, yes, this begs the question: who is the bigger waste of space? The people on this podcast or the people who enjoy it?
I don't see any reason it can't do both.
I definitely think it's that guy who left the feedback and his username had the word Graham in it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
fair.
Yeah, that guy. Ugh. I'd hate to associate with him in any way.
The episode where that guy is a guest host on the podcast will be the one where we just completely crash and burn, zero listens, just no presence anymore.
Yeah, good thing none of us actually grew up with that guy. That could have been devastating to the trajectory of our lives.
Yeah, he seems like the kind of guy that would give both of his daughters male middle names.
Rough.
Again, pure conjecture, just based solely upon a username. Everything is hypothetical, hyperbole. We're only theorizing that this person is an idiot.
I mean, Vegas opened it up at 1-1 odds, even money, but that's neither here nor there.
You shouldn't have noticed any change in our release schedule. It's a little spotty as is, but we did take a week off of recording because, as promised and as talked about, I think in nearly every episode, Death Stranding 2 did release. We all have been hammering away at it.
Oh, it's not the only thing that released.
And we, as a show of respect to the great Hideo Kojima and his creations, took a week off. But we're back. And we're here. We're here with you. We're here for you. Maybe. I think there's even less of an agenda planned tonight. I'm not sure what's on the table. Anybody got any updates, just generally speaking, before we get into the ramblings that we label as a podcast?
Oh, well, that depends. Updates in life or in the gaming world?
Anything. Just throw it out there.
Well, there was a big announcement today that pertains directly to us. I'm sure you guys have seen it by now. We didn't talk about it pre-podcast, but Helldivers 2 coming to the Xbox in August.
I did see that. That's,
yeah. On the
interesting move.
On the same day that we're getting the Gears on the PlayStation.
Same day as Gears. Funny how that worked out. Couldn't have been planned.
Yeah, definitely not. Now I'm fully expecting Halo to come over now. Like at some point, it's going to happen. It's got to happen.
Oh, I think it's been all but confirmed at this point. I do think that that is on the horizon.
It's if we're
no, that's still a PlayStation exclusive.
It shouldn't be because they killed that franchise in the second one, but I digress.
I've left it in the shrink wrap because of your opinion on it.
Another day, another time that I wish for Ethan's death.
You should never stop.
I was also seeing where people were excited. People, and by those people I mean Xbox players, were pretty excited about the fact that they would have access to the Helldiver pre-order armors, and
Yeah,
all
Oh,
the PlayStation and PC people were like, "Hey, what about us?" And then I think somebody official in the Discord was like, "Hey, you guys will also have a chance at getting these pre-order armors again." So
oh,
they
be on the
did.
lookout.
I missed that part. I just saw
Yeah, and
the main headline.
I have had those armors obviously since the start because I did pre-order it, but they're nice. I mean, they look real nice,
I'd like to
and I
have
don't
them for
know.
posterity. The only one that I
Yeah,
actually care about is just the knight armor. It's the only one that actually looks like good.
Knight looks really good. I actually think Cavalier of Democracy looks good too. It's I don't know. I like the gold accents on it.
Is that
But
the
yeah,
one?
Knight.
It's like a different color than the one armor that you get like midway through the
Yeah,
basic warbond.
it's the Democracy Protects variants, but
Yeah,
the color scheme on it matches the Super Earth flag cape from the Masters of Ceremony War Bond, like the blue one, and it
gotcha.
just looks so nice with it.
Well,
Yeah,
it'll that was a nice little surprise announcement today. Hopefully that will, not that the game is not
Um,
doing well, it still is doing well, but
it
it'll be a
clearly
nice
is.
it'll be a nice little boost to the player base and the overall player count. Hopefully, I will say that the numbers have been a little woeful here recently, and the hopes are already pretty low that we would ever complete a major order in that game, just because the community at large are, how do I say this gently,
Baboons.
morons. I mean, just clamoring idiots who should have never left the comfort of their mothers. They're clearly not developed, and I'm included in this bunch. But I will say, for posterity's sake, folks, we always dive the major order. And if I ever catch anybody that's listening to this podcast playing Helldivers and you are not diving a planet that is actively contributing to the major order, you are excommunicated. You're not welcome here. Okay? I get so sick and tired of failing these major orders that are so easily attainable. If people would just put aside their little preferences for a moment, nobody cares that you prefer to dive bugs. Okay? And I bring the bugs up specifically because we run into issues mainly with those people that like to dive bugs, the bug divers, if you will. They have thwarted so many efforts in just the brief window of time that I have played this game. It is infuriating. But please, I beg you, new or established player, if you happen upon this specific episode of the podcast, think of your family and think of Super Earth and just dive the major order. That's
well,
all.
It's not
well,
hard. It's not hard. It's not hard.
it tells you
And
where
for
it's
some
at.
reason,
Just follow it.
yeah, it's just for some reason. I mean, there's bug divers, there's bot divers. You know, there's somebody likes everything. Dive.
There may have been a chance for there to even be a base of squid divers, but I think they made too many people mad with
I
leviathans.
I didn't say anything about squid divers. I think it's mostly. I think yes, the Leviathan's weird and they're still tweaking it, but like I think a lot of it's just that we've had two huge situations with Illuminate lately, and everyone's burnt on them.
They keep just throwing just random invasions from the Illuminate, even to this day, like even to the day of recording. I think actually there was a new bug major order that came out today, which for all the people that I just ranted at, congratulations. Maybe you'll actually dive the MO. But there's a new bug major order that started today. But yeah, before that it was just like it didn't matter. It could be, I don't know, the major order could have been, hey, go play a different game, and people would still, they would literally just like, oh, here's 12 more planets that have an Illuminate invasion. Definitely the fatigue is setting in, and that's before I got off on that major order rant. That's another point that was the main point that I was getting to, is that people have been so fatigued of fighting the squids here lately. for a multitude of reasons that I think that we've discussed before. Leviathan's issues with the squids clipping through the environment. They kind of muffed up the variety of missions for Illuminate, especially during like the Super Earth invasion, and people just kind of got sick of that, and so now it's just like it is even more difficult than it was before to get people to commit to doing anything meaningful for a major order, and it's just like most of the time, I think I was looking at the numbers earlier this week, and it's just like the player base is like basically 40% of the population at any time is diving bugs, 40% of the population is diving bots, and then the other 20% are just hanging on for dear life, diving Illuminate for whatever godforsaken reason. But
Yeah,
not this
and
is rest assured, it's in a good spot. It's coming to another console. Hopefully, we are adding more players, not to the current conglomerate that will just do whatever they want. And trust me, I do understand the fact that you bought a game, you should be able to play it freely. I understand. I respect that. But again, think of the flip side of the coin. There is a community aspect to this, okay? It's sort of the same situation. Think of major orders as returning your shopping cart at Walmart. It's just the right thing to do. Okay, there's a time for everything else. Take the cart back to the cart return. Don't leave it in the parking lot. Take your Helldiver and your pod to the planet for the major order. It is morally right.
that's all accurate. I I don't know. I really do think that the the bug divers are way worse about only doing their specific faction than the bot divers are. Because
I
at
don't
least the
trust them.
bot divers, when something is getting really bad, and I don't like, I don't like bots. I've made that clear. The Malevolent Creek left the PTSD on me, but I think at least a lot of the bot divers see like the major order going in a direction. They're like, yeah, we should help with that, and then they'll come help with that. I see that a lot less with the bot divers.
Yeah,
So
like
yeah,
you'll I've noticed myself, you'll look and see that there's like a few hundred people diming bots whenever there's something going on somewhere else, but it does not matter. The the player population on bugs is always in the thousands.
consistently. Yeah, and I don't
No
know,
drop.
like I don't know. I think if nothing else, though, with the whole Xbox situation, everyone, even the people that are so up in the console war still for some reason, I think that they can finally set aside their differences and we can all work together for Super Earth.
Which, by the way, if you still think that a console war exists, you're totally cooked. I mean, the war has
Xbox
been
lost that.
over.
They lost that a long time ago.
Yeah,
I think they
yeah.
even recently admitted that they had lost it here in the last like
Oh
month or
yeah,
so.
It was I mean, whenever they started handing over major IPs like Gears of War, for
that's the
example,
tap
I
out.
mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's totally cooked. It's over.
I mean, I
And
think it was over when they put over like Sea of Thieves because that was a pretty big one for them too.
and really, if you don't even want to talk about IPs leaving from Xbox, if you just look at sales for this console generation alone, it's been over. It has never been so over.
Oh yeah.
Actually, it was a lot farther back than I thought. Looks like it was June 22nd of 2023 was the first time there was things going around saying that Microsoft had admitted they had lost the console wars. So yeah, like they've admitted that themselves, and the writing had been on the wall for a very long time.
And a lot of it's really coming into fruition now. I mean, yeah, we're getting all their exclusives now, but there's also the fact that they just went through like a massive series of layoffs and game cancellations,
Yep,
like yesterday.
yep. And it's then like
So I mean,
and like
That stuff just keeps happening across the board as well. That again, that is just one of the few circles of the hell that is modern gaming. But
that's true. But with in like this scenario, I think it kind of hit a lot of people harder because there were several games people were looking forward to that got canceled. I know one of the big
Yeah.
ones is Perfect Dark, like they canned
Oh
Perfect
yeah, I
Dark,
saw that.
I did see that.
was
Yeah.
which was surprising, but not unexpected. It's just I can't believe they actually did it. That's one that I thought they'd be like, no, we're gonna make this happen no matter how long it takes. But no, they pulled the plug on it. So
That's so crazy. And I tell you, I gotta throw this out there before I forget. I saw a comment on the Facebook one of the Facebook announcement posts about Helldivers coming to the PS or to the Xbox, and this will really warm your hearts. It was just simply, we let Reach fall, we won't let Super Earth fall.
hey, that's right.
That's only if the smart people from Xbox come over, because again, I point you in the direction of many failed MOs.
And he's not wrong. And have we gotten full confirmation that it will be crossplay with them too?
Yes, it will.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Excellent.
It's going to be crossed with everything: PC, PS5, and Xbox.
Because in the event that he happens to stumble across this, and I am so sorry if you do, shout out to my coworker Charles, who plans on buying it as soon as it comes out and playing with us.
We just you and I just crossplayed with my brother the other night.
Well, yeah, but he was on
playing
PC.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's standard. I was just wondering.
Wait,
with it
which
being-
brother?
Tristan got it. But
Okay, I'm glad.
now that it's coming to Xbox, now Zane can get it. Well, actually, I don't even know. I don't know what Xbox he has, and that's another thing that makes me angry about Xbox. I don't understand the naming convention, and I don't even really know. I don't know what the current system is. I don't know what the best Xbox that you can even get is, because it's so dumb.
You see, you didn't think you had anything to rant about. You got something to rant about, and I love that. I think it's the Xbox
Series X or Series
Series
S?
X.
Series S. Series S. I think is what it
Series,
is.
It's pure conjecture. I have nothing to
hang
do
on.
but believe you.
Now I'm doubting myself.
Listen, while we're pulling up the necessary reference, let's just talk about how easy it is on the flip side of this coin with the PlayStation. You have the PlayStation 5. There are two variations of the PlayStation 5. You have the disc version and you have the digital edition. It's not hard to decipher that the digital edition doesn't have a disc drive, and that's it for the base models. That's it. If you want the best PlayStation that you can get, you simply get the PS5 Pro, aptly named, easy to identify that maybe, in fact, this is a step up from the base model. But
And
oh no.
realistically, it's barely even better than the base model. So like,
And
you
then
know?
you step over to Microsoft, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we've been in the lab. We've been cooking something up. We've got something that is very consumer friendly in the name department. We have the Xbox Series A through Z. You got to be some kind of idiot."
Oh yeah. So I can confirm the Series X is the beefy one. The Series S is the little baby one. It's also digital only. So there's a big difference there. Like the Series S is like, generation 1.5. It's a weird gap. And then the Series X is like the PS5 equivalent.
Coming soon, the Xbox Compendium Cube Squared.
I'm still waiting on that Game Sphere from Drake and Josh.
Game
Oh my
Sphere.
gosh. We keep going full circle. Just because you put X in any title that you are associating yourself with does not mean that you are superior or more knowledgeable. It actually, not even more. It doesn't even mean that you're smart. I would argue the opposite for reasons discussed in previous podcasts. And I'll say it again for posterity. I do not respect Elon Musk or X. It will always be Twitter. That's all.
I also, just on the subject of naming and consoles, I'm pretty sure I read here a little while ago that Sony already said the next PlayStation was just going to be the PS6. Like they're not doing anything weird. They're just
why
keeping
would
with
Yeah,
they?
don't
numbers.
reinvent the wheel. Yeah.
Yeah, why would
Yeah,
they come off that beaten path?
I know.
I,
It's been working.
it really doesn't even make sense. We'll throw it back. It doesn't even make sense that we went from the Xbox to the Xbox 360. And I know Ethan took particular issue
No,
with the naming convention of the Xbox 360.
I sure did. Because for no one who's ever stopped and thought about it, 360 just means you've stopped where you started. You just made a circle and come back to where you were. That makes no sense. Like
Which
the
is just so
name,
funny.
it rolls off the tongue, and we all know it, and it's nostalgic. But when you really stop and think about it, it's just a full circle. You're back to where you started.
But then we went somehow from 360 to one.
That was probably more offensive.
That was just the epitome of stupid too, because you got the Xbox, and then you had the Xbox One. So now when someone says that, I'm like, are you talking about the old one with the Duke controllers, or are you talking about the stupid new one?
Are you talking about the original, or are you talking about the one?
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
just dumb.
Again, whenever someone says, "Oh yeah, do you remember this game from the PS1?" It's not it's easily identifiable. We know exactly what that person is talking about. It's not cryptic, and it's not talking about something more sinister and somehow worse than its predecessor. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's exactly what it ought to be. Like you just know. They're in chronological order.
Yeah. I mean, now there was in the days of the PS1, there was a PSX that was a thing in Japan.
Oh no, please don't. Please don't do this.
No. I'm just saying it was a thing. I think it was actually their first console that used their XMB interface, which they used later on like the PSP, the PS3,
We do like
going forward.
XMB.
So that was like the first crack at it, and I think that it was only out in Japan, but I could be wrong about that. But there was a PSX. It was ran the same games the PS1 did. Yeah, it was practically
that
the same thing, I believe.
yeah, it was released in Japan on December 13th of 2003.
Yeah, so
Oh, I've
I
seen.
actually think it was also. I think it was compatible too with all like the first party PlayStation 1 and 2 controllers and memory cards, with like one exception being the weird pocket station that they made.
Man, memory cards, what a wild thing to say. I haven't thought about a memory card in forever.
I do because I still
Yeah.
have some terrible memories associated to my one memory card randomly corrupting and deleting everything I had on it, which was a 16 megabyte memory card. Doesn't sound like a lot, but if you grew up in the time when you could save like 50
was.
games on a 16
it
megabyte
was.
card,
Yeah,
oh man, and I had
that
multiple
was big
games.
space.
Yeah, that
And let
was
me tell you,
dummy thick, and I had multiple games at 100% completion on there and lost them all.
it's a tragedy.
See, that
It
happening
really
to
is.
you, I got a GameCube like way late in the cycle. Like that wasn't even I don't even Potter was there whenever I got my GameCube. I don't even know
Sure
when that
was.
was.
It was.
Maybe
It
I
was
was
at the
in
greatest. It was at the Great Escape, I think.
maybe maybe I was in college when I bought that. I can't remember. Almost had to have been. And I was researching memory cards to buy at that time, and I had seen where people were talking about similar issues with GameCube memory cards, just randomly corrupting and losing all your information. And then that prompted me to remember Ethan's mishap, and I was like, I can't let this happen to me. And I still have it around here somewhere, a third party memory card made in China that has like a USB hookup on it so that you can plug your memory card up to a computer and back up all your data.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, fantastic piece of technology.
what I wouldn't
I
give.
never I never ended up playing the GameCube enough to make good use of that, but
I
cool
love my
concept.
GameCube. Yeah, I had a good memory card for the GameCube, but the one that that I had that I cherished the most, I still have it. It was one of those clear, like see-through blue plastic memory cards, but
We need to
it
bring
had
that back.
we really do. But it was 16 megabytes, and you had a switch on it, like a button that would swap to a different like drive essentially, and there was another 16 megabytes. So you had two memory cards in one.
Ooh,
I remember those. Yeah.
I think I do
The
vaguely
amount
remember
of
that.
space, the amount of space you had on that thing was amazing.
It's
Man,
like
Yeah,
the
that
early
was
2000s terabyte.
yeah, pretty much.
yeah, that's a genuine equivalent.
Yeah,
Simpler times.
I know. I remember having to delete some stuff off my PS2 memory card a couple of times,
We have it too
but
good now. Now we have cloud
yeah,
saves. We don't have to worry about that.
yeah.
We
Now
need
we
to
don't
go
have
back
the
to living in
fear.
fear. Yeah, we need to go back and living in fear of waking up and wondering if our save data made it through the night.
Listen, you said mishap for me earlier. It's mishaps. I still wake up every day in fear that something has happened to my console.
Dude, imagine you just wake up and like the 40 or 50 hours or whatever that you've put into Death Stranding 2 is just gone.
Oh, it almost was the other day.
uh,
Why?
My baby straight up grabbed a hold of my headset cord and started pulling on it, and that PS5 was coming straight off the TV stand.
Man, you gotta get the wireless technology.
Oh, well, I do that and probably some baby tranquilizer for moments like that. Yeah, looking back,
Get the Timu blow dart gun.
yeah, here we go. Practice in the
What
field by the operatives at Timu's factories.
what were we about to look back on?
Oh yeah. Just so looking back, I think every console that I have personally owned, every one of them except my PS1 has gotten messed up in some fashion. Yeah, because my first PS2, I think this is when I was like, I bought it when I was like 10, 9 or 10, and I gamed in the basement at my parents' house, and I guess where I was leaving it down there, and we didn't have I don't think we had the dehumidifiers yet down there, so I guess the moisture got to it. I had to send it off. They fixed it. It was fine. I got my 360, got the red ring of death within 6 months, sent it off. They did not fix it. They sent me a refurb. I know for a fact they sent me a refurbished one because you've witnessed it yourself, Potter. I can't remember if you have, but I've described the sound when I turn that thing on is like a chainsaw going through a 454 engine while that engine is running.
yeah,
It is absurd when that thing comes on. That one has surprisingly lasted 16 years now. Then my first PS3, I got the yellow light of death on it. Had to buy another one. Then my first PS4 was the one that got hit by lightning. The woes never cease.
I remember that. I remember that.
Oh, that was
It's
so miserable.
you gotta give up on these pursuits, man. I think you've got to go Amish or something.
Oh, I will if something happens to this PS5. I'm done. Oh, well, that's not. I skipped something else. Uh, my PS4, the replacement PS4, the hard drive got messed up on it, and I had to buy a new one.
I remember that as well.
I remember that as well.
Also dreadful.
Now I did have. I think I went through. I want to say two 360s that I got red ringed, and
Oof.
I
Call that a
had.
720, baby.
It sure was. But both of them I used until like I could use them no longer. I didn't bother sending them in because I didn't have like any. They were well past the point that I would have had any coverage on it. So I just went and wrapped a towel around it, turned it on, let it cook for like 10 minutes. And so it got so hot that those X clamps went back in. And then I could use the system. And I did that so many times that I ended up going through 2 systems. And then the third one I got, I finally just broke down and bought a warranty when I bought it. And it's still fine, so.
Just heat tortured those things. Man, 360s, that was a wild era. For a successful, it's crazy how successful that console was. Honestly, looking back on it, it's only because it had so many good games, because the hardware itself was so terrible. I only had one red ring on me, and I didn't have any issues after that. But man, yeah, that was a crazy time.
Yeah, see, that's what's crazy. Basically, everyone you know that had a 360 had a red ring at some point. The PS3 yellow light thing was so rare, and yet somehow there are 2, possibly 3 people in our friend group that got the yellow light, and they were exceedingly rare.
What even caused that?
I'd have to look back into it. I remember reading into it back in the day. I'll do some research and get back with you.
It's interesting. Let's see, what other I talked to Potter about this earlier this week, but put the pre-order down for Ready or Not, coming out later this month in July.
That was on my topic list for something pertaining to
Oh,
it.
yeah. I don't know what you're going to talk about, too.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I'm horrified.
Nah, it's something people have been blowing way out of the water. Or out of proportion, I could say. Having done the research on it, it seems pretty silly.
Ready or Not, for the audience, is what I understand to be a highly realistic tactical SWAT simulator, basically. It's like a squad shooter, strictly co-op. You're going into like high pressure situations against, I don't know, criminals of all sorts, and then there's apparently a horror aspect to all of this that underlies everything.
There
Could be
sure
pretty cool.
is.
It's been on PC for a while. It's getting a console release. I don't even really know when it's coming out on the PlayStation. I just know it's like mid-July.
The 15th, I believe. Yeah,
Conscience spoken.
matter of fact, before we started this episode, I was like watching this video guy did and reading some stuff about how there's some references and stuff to The King in Yellow and Ready or Not, which was a Robert Chambers story. And The King in Yellow is something that even like Lovecraft kind of talked about some, like this eldritch entity.
This does
I was
not
like,
bode
oh,
well for
great.
me. That is not great.
There's also a lot of undertones about like MK Ultra and stuff like that going on. But that's all like under the surface. So if you don't want any of that, you can just play the levels and never look at anything and just blitz through it. But yeah. Anyway, what I'm assuming Ethan's talking about is that they are censoring it a little bit because of the console release. So, and when I read that initially, I was pretty annoyed because I'm very opposed to censorship just in general. But the thing with this was when I started looking at it, and I'm not gonna say I like it because I don't, but I understand where they're coming from with it because they've got to go through the ESRB. Because I could be wrong, but I don't even think it had like a solid rating on Steam. Like it was just out with like no rating. And Sony and Microsoft will not publish or like put a game on their storefronts that is AO. So they had to get it down to M. And from what they have said, they did essentially what they said would be the bare minimum to hit that. And what it ended up totaling up to was you can't dismember dead bodies anymore. When you shoot somebody, you can still dismember them. You shoot a guy, his head's coming off, right? But when he's already dead, you cannot dismember the body. For some reason, that was something they wanted, so they did that. The other two things, and I feel weird about people being so weird about this, was that one of them in one of the very first missions, you're in a drug house, and it's big meth lab and all this stuff. And at one point, you come into a bedroom with a little girl who was convulsing because of said drugs, and they made it to where she's just laying there. Now she's not convulsing now, but she's just asleep. So okay, whatever. And the one that I'm kind of like, why is this such a big deal? Is that in another one, you open a container and there's a bunch of naked women that are being trafficked, and they put underwear on them. So, yeah, that's it. That's the censorship. I feel like that's fair as far as just getting your game on other platforms. Now, if this becomes like where they're just going to censor a bunch of other stuff, then I'm absolutely like, I'll eat crow on it. I'll be like, nah, I'm not supporting that anymore. But as it is, I don't really see the problem.
I didn't even know this was happening until literally just now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a pretty big point of contention here in the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's been getting review bombed on Steam pretty hard.
It sure has.
But I mean,
Are they making those changes on Steam or why or no?
they
why
they are, and they're saying that they're having to do it to maintain parity so crossplay can be a thing.
Mm.
Because they can't have a texture pack on the PC that's not on the console and vice versa, apparently. But there's been a lot of people saying now that like, all right, look, you guys are just pretending like someone on PC is not going to mod the stuff back in retroactively. So the ones of you that want it are still going to have it.
Yeah, I mean the Steam Workshop is a thing, and I'm sure that will I'm sure that will be content on there for sure. Wild. Well, I mean, regardless, looks like a pretty cool game. Hopefully nothing dumb happens.
Yeah, if they'll just keep it at, I mean, I'm not a fan of censorship, but if they'll keep it at that level, it's whatever. But,
See, that's me. Like, I think the censorship's dumb, but if they just do what they have said that they are doing for the reason that they're doing it, I can live with that.
well, yeah, because I mean, it's censoring takes away from like the original vision, and sometimes seeing something that's that graphic and that uncomfortable to see puts you in, it's more immersive. It puts you in that story better. And
that's that's one of the reasons Void, like the developer, said that they didn't want to back down on it because they wanted to keep that level of like shock essentially. But at the same time, they have to bend a little bit to even have it on other platforms. And I can understand that too because it's their only game.
well, yeah, and they've still got to make it accessible to people, but
right.
We have AO ratings for a reason, and it's that rating is literally like, does it exist anymore? Does the AO rating even exist anymore?
Okay, so the thing with AO is, to my knowledge, it technically still exists. However, no game ever gets it because Sony and Microsoft will not put it on their storefront. So if you make an AO game, it does not get sold, which is again why they had to do the bare minimum things to get it down to an M rating.
Which is so weird because the rating is literally a 1 year difference. It's from 17 and up to 18 and up.
Yeah, and I mean, even on the M rating, like I looked at it earlier, it's rated like blood and gore, intense violence, strong language, nudity, drug reference, like all that stuff. It's all still in the game, but just because they did like 3 little things, the ESRB is like, oh, this is okay now. It doesn't make sense to me. And I don't know. I've disagreed with the ESRB on things before, but I will rag on Sony a little bit too, where I think that they were probably a lot of it because they're really weird about select things being censored. So like I'm trying to fish for a specific example because I had a few and I'm blanking, but so Stellar Blade when it came out, some of the earlier stuff that we had seen with some of the costumes were a lot more revealing. And when the game came out, no one had said anything about it, but she had like the character had like more cloth in certain places on some of the costumes. And people are like, oh, this is Sony. They did this, and like there was never anyone that ever said it was Sony that did it, but we all kind of know it was Sony that wanted to tone it down a little bit. They also censored some very mild nudity in Devil May Cry 5 at one point, which was just stupid as to why they did it because it was like a second. But it's always Sony that's really uptight about that specifically. So I'm kind of assuming it was them, especially with the trafficking thing, which all those women being naked. But again, I could be wrong. That's just off of prior situations.
Luckily, I have never really cared about stuff like this, so I'm just gonna play.
Yeah, see, that's me. Like, I've wanted this thing on console for years. And if they're doing that, I mean, if it gets them on the system and gets more people to play the game, I'm for it. So, from what I understand, I mean, everything else is still there. Like, all the messed up stuff. I know there's a specific mission called Valley of the Dolls that is really, really messed up. Oh, that reminds me, there was another thing they changed in one mission where you apparently bust a streamer, like a Twitch streamer, and he's a pedo. So when you kick in on him, you find evidence of like pictures, and like even in the base like original version of the game, it's not like overly graphic, but just pictures of kids, not like nudity, just pictures of kids, and they've like taken that and changed the pictures some, so it's kind of not even really that.
Doesn't matter. We're just gonna shoot that man immediately.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, there's still like this other level called Valley of the Dolls that's really extreme apparently, with like trafficking and children and stuff like that. But the thing is, they did not censor that level at all, to my knowledge, and they give you the option of just either arresting the dude or blowing his brains out. And we all know we're going to shoot him.
Nobody's hands are getting zip tied on those kinds of missions. It's over. It's over.
I mean,
for AI like that.
I mean, you could zip him first and then do it. I'm just saying.
It's also
no need to waste the resources.
It's interesting to me that they have the issue with dismembering the body like post-mortem.
I know.
Because I know. There's so many games where you can do that. I mean, I look back to Gun way back in the day. Like, you could do some serious dismemberment of a body in that game.
Yeah, and
why is this an issue now?
That's another good point, and I was going to get to this point, and I just got off with something else. I think a lot of it too, and someone pointed this out on Reddit, and I kind of agree with this, where there's other games that do that, like even in like Insurgency, you can dismember people, of all things, Insurgency, and like I think that a lot of it too is that the ESRB and some of these publishers and like storefronts are a lot stricter with these little indie studios than they are with like Rockstar, because you can do all this stuff in GTA.
Yeah, I was thinking
That's
that too.
It's way more, but they're okay with them having all the nudity and whatever in GTA. But no, this little indie team that's trying to get on a console, like, no, you guys can't do that. So that's stupid too.
There's even dismemberment in Helldivers.
Yeah. And oh boy, you can dismember dead bodies. Yeah, Dead Space, the whole combat system based on dismemberment.
I don't know. Maybe it's just about dead human bodies. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what exactly it is. I feel like part of it is just that the game and what it depicts was so extreme that they're like, we need to sanitize this a little bit.
And
Yeah,
maybe,
I mean,
or perhaps if you don't want to be exposed to that kind of stuff, you don't.
Then don't buy
it
in the first place.
Yeah.
But they don't care. They want to, make it, fit it to their standard. So,
Now, you make an educated purpose. You don't, or purchase. Make an educated purchase, I should say.
Hey, don't tell that to Karen coming into GameStop to buy GTA 5 for her 10-year-old.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, you gotta know. But it is what it is, I suppose.
So out of curiosity, I looked to see specifically what they did with the pictures, and it says that what they did was they took some evidence that was previously called prohibited images of minors, featuring shots of faces and a figure in a bikini. It's now simply called photographic evidence and features no images of people at all. So,
Oh.
I think that I would actually prefer that though.
Yeah,
I don't
me
know.
too.
Like, if you didn't know that's like, if we weren't telling you this right now and you played through that game, you would just be like, oh, okay. You wouldn't know the
That level,
significance.
Well, I mean,
I
think
I've seen
contextually they probably brief you that hey, this is what's
they
going on.
they do, and I've watched a playthrough of that specific level with the Twitch guy, and before you get there, you know exactly what he's doing.
But still, seeing
Yeah.
is seeing, and it's still going to put you
It's
more
also
in
from
that.
it is, but from what I saw, it's not even really that clear, and it's just kind of in a box in the corner. So it's I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
it's
weird.
not like I'm saying show full on what, but still it puts you more in the actual like character's shoes to at least see that and like know the implications of what is going on here.
Hey man, I ain't got to see it to know it's bad. They can just tell me, and I'm just gonna go in and kill that guy.
Right, yeah, because they'll sit you down in the briefing and say, hey, this dude's doing, and it's like, okay, so you're telling me I'm going in without the beanbag shotgun and I'm loading the 12 gauge. Yeah,
Don't need to see it to believe it in this case. Not
exactly. Nah. Here, Void, the publisher, they put out a statement that says that Void Interactive has always believed in creative freedom and the right to build experiences that push boundaries in the service of immersion and realism. That will not change. We operate in a global ecosystem of platform standards, age rating boards, and local legal restrictions. While we may disagree with how some content is treated, we've only made changes where absolutely required and only to the letter of regulations, no further. That's a reality of the world we publish in, not a change in our creative vision or values.
I mean, that's a good response. That's classy.
I respect it.
Yeah.
Hey, if they mess up, hopefully we'll have something to look forward to, like also just happened in Helldivers, to where they get review bombed and then they fix their mistake, and then we get some kind of cape or commemorative item.
A cape with the pictures they took out.
I was
Okay,
thinking more like
maybe not that.
I was thinking more like a forearm tattoo, but because you can get forearm tattoos and watches in the game.
A forearm tattoo with the pictures they took out.
We might need to go ahead and dox Ethan for his arrest.
I just want immersion.
I don't think you need it in this case.
But yeah, no, I really do think that them doing that isn't them trying to censor their game just because. I think that they literally got told, do this or you're not putting it out on consoles.
No, I think this is I think that they're doing what they can to both respect their artistic vision while also, as ironic as it is to say, comply with the free market.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that what they did is wrong. Now, if they turn around and just start stripping a lot of stuff out of the game, then that's a problem. Because the whole game's built on that like.
I think it's better to make those minor tweaks than it is to just like completely remove like the missions themselves. I think.
And these were definitely minor tweaks.
Very minor tweaks in the grand scheme of things.
I'm starting to get a little concerned.
Yeah. Yeah, and from what I have seen from people that have got to play the console editions early, like the PS5 version specifically, it runs at like a solid 60. Dude said no frame drops, feels good. They managed to get the commands for your teammates on like a good radial wheel, which as a console player I appreciate. So
we need a good functional radial wheel.
Yeah, so I mean it said they did all the work. They did all the work, and it would be a real shame if they weren't allowed to publish on consoles just because of a few little things they refused to change. So that's where I am on it.
Yeah,
But
no, I don't chastise the move. I mean, I get it. It's like if somebody came in offering us for this podcast some unreasonable amount of money to do it, but we had to like change a couple of things about it, I'd be like, well, this could completely change, drastically alter our lifestyles.
yeah,
You
and
know,
yeah, it'd be like something where we talk about it and we decided that's not good for the show. We say no, but then if it was like, okay, we'll give you all this money, but you can't say the word banana on the show. I feel like we can agree to not say banana on the show.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know, man. I got to draw a line somewhere.
If a certain listener that has a handle that involves the word Graham tells us, "Hey, no more bad mouthing me. I'll give you, $1,000." We're not taking the money.
It doesn't matter what he's offering. If he ever utters those words, I'm bad mouthing him at the top of every episode in perpetuity.
Yeah, we've got to figure out this guy's first name or at least his nickname.
Go ahead and leave us some feedback, buddy. Go ahead and go ahead and dox it up for us,
If you're trying to figure out where this guy is like trying to find Waldo. I'll tell you what.
man.
It really is. He seems like quite a trooper, though.
Yeah, yeah. He's hanging in there, apparently. He's been with us this many episodes already.
Wants to act like a real buff guy, but we may never know. Let's give the people what they really came here for, and that's just more opinions on Death Stranding 2.
Oh,
We will refrain from spoilers at this time since the game is still new. But we will give you some spoiler-free first impressions for anybody that would care to check it out at any point in the near future. But
it may not be spoilers by the time I get through editing all this.
Well, I do want to say off the rip, and I don't feel like it's a spoiler, but it's talking about Tomorrow, character Tomorrow. Because she's in the trailer. It's like, hey, come on, we know she's in the game. Like,
we know.
Yeah. So I said in our last one, we were talking about the plot of the first game, and near the end of it, I said I think that Tomorrow is Lou. I'm doubling down on that because if you guys noticed, when Sam's got Lou in the first chapter, she's got that little like birthmark on her arm, a little black spot on her left arm.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That spot on Tomorrow, suspiciously, always covered by a bandage or something.
I have noticed that.
I'm just saying, it's Lou. I don't know how, but she is.
I think I know how, but we can't say it without treading into some spoiler territory.
Well, I also, to be fair, I think I do also know how, but like, you're right.
But at the same time, I'm like, there's no way he was that obvious with it. This has got to be a red herring.
You would think. You never know with Kojima. There is another character that I'm thinking he's kind of playing with the identity of, being the the funky samurai. I've got a theory about that too, but that one is truly an enigma to me.
Keep in mind, you could be saying spoilers for Smith and I because we may not be as far as you.
No, you have. You're past chapter 1. You've seen him.
Funky.
It literally
I
shows
know
up.
what he's talking about.
It's the tall red mech dude with the katana, with like the Audra head. He shows up when the mechs attack you for the very first time when you're coming back to the shelter.
I didn't know that was a dude. I just thought that was just some robot.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't know if it's a robot or a dude. So like, I feel like somebody's controlling it though, and I'm starting to wonder who it is.
We may never know. Hopefully, we do though.
I'll just say I've seen him. I've seen the guy twice now, and he never says anything.
I had to pull up an image. I know the one you're talking about now.
Yeah, gray fox, but not.
A red fox.
Some really good improvements all around the board, though. pretty much Kojima and his team took any bit of criticism or feedback that people had about the first game and basically just made the second game better in every respect, even though the first one was great, biased or not. Man, the second one is just, it's so smooth. There's so many quality of life changes that came through in the gameplay mechanics. And listeners, you heard us talk about how beautiful the first game was. That thing looks like a turd in comparison to the second one.
Yeah,
Oh man,
100%.
it is.
And
You teeter, and it starts from the get-go. The opening sequence. You
I
don't know.
genuinely,
You don't know if what
man,
you're watching
ugh.
is real action
I
or
I
like
was gonna
live
say,
action or like the game
yeah,
engine. It's
yeah.
nuts.
I genuinely did not know in that intro cinematic what was in engine and what was actual like footage.
it was the first time that a game has ever fooled me. I've never actually stopped and looked and been like, I can't tell if this is live footage or not. I was like, there's no way Kojima used that, but there's no way this game looks this good. Now, granted, the entire game does not look as good as that opening sequence, but that opening sequence is the most photorealistic thing that has ever been released on a console.
It looks so good. And even though, I mean, yeah, the rest of it doesn't look as good, it still looks like it's a great looking game.
Oh
The
yeah,
original.
no, it's still beautiful, but
But
that opening sequence is
you go from
blurring the lines between real life and a game.
that and you get into the first fight with Neil, like
Ugh.
all the particle effects.
Unbelievable. I was
And it's
fully expecting
it's
my PlayStation to take flight.
it didn't make my system louder, and it stayed at 60.
I
Yeah,
was
it was.
in the
That was
party
an
with Smith when he got to
incredible
that, and
experience.
he was literally just fecal matter bricks that everywhere.
He was in the party with me when I got there.
Oh
Well,
man,
that's funny.
And I was just so confused because I was like, "There's no way this stays stable," and it did.
yeah, you can't imagine. It's it's the only thing that can do it justice is just experiencing it. I mean, it's incredible. It's been such a fun game so far. There's been already some very confusing, of course, but also just some downright tragic,
Oh yeah.
awful, terrible things
Yes,
It's
that
just
this
chapter
man is
one.
that this man is subjecting his freaking player base to. It's unreal.
There's just like
But
two back-to-back tragedies early, and it's like, oh, come on.
just
it's been the
teeing us
worst
up,
good experience of my life so far.
teeing us up for what I can only hope is just a monumental finale. I'm I know that we discussed that it would be difficult, if not impossible, to achieve the weight and the gravity of the first one, but man, I don't know. I think that there could be some really bad stuff
He's
transpire and emotionally. I mean, there could be some really impactful things going. And
he's definitely punching for it.
the the depth of the game is so crazy so far. I'm not done a whole lot of side stuff, and I've put like 31 or 32 hours into the game. And the last time that I played, I finished episode 6, and there's like 16 episodes or 17 if you count the post game. And oh man, I don't know. I've seen people on Reddit talking about how somebody on Reddit actually today posted they had to have been doing um, just the bare minimum, but they got the highest legend rank on all the standard orders. I guess there's 400 of them in this game. They've already done it, and they did it in 150 hours,
Oh boy.
which seems unbelievable to me. That seems impossible. I just don't know how, but
Yeah,
because one would be led to believe that, I mean, the game hasn't been out that long. It's been out for early access like a week and a
Was it?
half.
Yeah.
People have literally had the game at point of recording for a
10
week and a
days.
half, and we're talking this person 150 hours across 10 days. The quick maths, 15 hours a day. That's a substantial amount of your time, and I have to imagine that this was all an initial playthrough situation. That you could not have gotten familiar with the game and then done a 150-hour run, and this is the best that we can do. It leads me to believe that it can be done quicker, which is 400 orders, and as as big as the Australia map is. What is this man made of? I don't know.
Free time.
That's a man that's unemployed and runs on Monster Energy.
Yeah, 15 hours on average a day, leaving 9 hours for everything else. Man, I don't know.
Wild.
That's
I
insane.
love
because
I love the series, and I admire the commitment, but I don't know that I could ever match that. I feel like that's a bit much.
Yeah, because
Maybe that's blasphemy though.
I was unemployed when the first one came out, essentially unemployed, and I think my playtime to actually beating the game was 82 hours, I believe, and I did that in 5 days. And granted, I was still doing other stuff. I was a busy young lad at the time, but all my free time was spent dumped into that game. I cannot imagine.
No,
Well,
I mean,
I guess that would put me on about the same pace, 80
I was about to
hours
say
in
you
5
could
days.
in
Yeah,
5 days you
I
couldn't have been
could've.
too busy.
And dude, I was. I I had some sort of time vortex
You were on
in
that no sleep.
2019. Oh, I was.
and I'm just thinking like I've put I don't know 40, probably a little over 40 hours in it, maybe 50, but like I'm just on episode 9.
Yeah, I was about to say you started playing
That's
it the
crazy.
second it released,
Yes,
like the early access. So
I did.
that's just absurd.
Those numbers could be pumped up a little bit. He took a little escapade to the Smokies.
Also true.
That's true. That's true.
And that was on
Yeah,
his weekend, so you could have been at like 60 by now.
probably. Yeah. But no, yeah, it's just been real good, real good so far. And from just where I am, with no spoilers as far as like emotional payoff, like the stakes have kept rising, and I assume they will continue to do so.
I am scared for the future.
They will soon
I
be
have
hitting the revengeance.
I have,
I'm so terrified.
and I have encountered Higgs 3 times, and every time he has just ate that whole performance up. Like
He is
best
one of
character.
those you love to hate him. I mean, man, that his intro in DS2.
Oh,
That cutscene
It
with
was
him
so
coming in.
good.
Whoa, you Troy Baker, you
incomparable.
person of substance. Why would you do this? I hate you. I love you.
Yes,
When
yes,
he had
it is true.
had the line,
He is a POS.
when he had that line about you just out for a walkabout with that coffin or whatever it was. Like,
That was so
oh my!
funny.
That was.
That was so funny.
Oh man, he's so good. I was in the party with Smith when I got to that point, and I told him, I was like, dude, he's like this universe's Negan.
He really is. My favorite part of that whole sequence, the first time that you meet him, was the stuff going on with his mask.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it
that was
changes.
such a
Yeah.
cool
It was
touch.
genuinely unsettling there at the last transition. It was super cool, man.
Yeah, and Troy Baker, he is the gift that keeps on giving. There is no law of diminishing returns with him. The more Troy Baker, the better my life is. I'm a firm believer in How Can I Miss You If You Won't Go Away, except for with Troy Baker.
Give me more.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's great. I think
it,
I
it's
definitely we it won't be years into the future on this one. I definitely think that um once all three of us get this finished, we immediately have to do a spoiler cast after that. Whenever at the point, I will most likely be the one holding this up. So I'll just go ahead and say it. By the time that I finally get this game completed, our our very next episode is just going to have to be a spoiler cast. We're just going to have to do it for ourselves and for the people. It must be done.
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
it's
I can get behind that.
oh, I can too. Yeah, it's
Beautiful
been
game,
tremendous so
work of
far.
art so far. Just incredible,
Oh, yeah.
everybody.
Def-
We're all vibing, loving it.
Definitely proud of it. This is something I'm glad I spent the money on, because man, it's so good.
Oh yeah, for sure. I also do want to say real quick too. I don't know about you guys, but as far as new characters, I really enjoy Dollman.
Dollman is
Dollman
so
is
cool.
awesome.
Love it.
MVP.
Yeah, I love that they just decided to put him in like 8 to 10 frames a second.
That makes it so much more endearing.
I know. Oh yeah, it's been so much fun, like just having him around too.
Cool
I think,
backstory of his as well.
oh yes,
Oh yeah, yeah, very cool. You get again, no spoiler. You get more backstory from him himself, and I got it, but it wasn't even like a story thing. Like you know how like when you're sitting in your room, you can talk to him. Like it was one of those where he's like, "Hey, you want to know about my backstory?" He's like, "Yes, I do."
Please indulge me.
And it turned into like a whole cutscene and everything. He's like, "Wow, this was apparently missable."
and have you guys like read like multiple books and had him talk about them?
Yeah, the one where he's talking about Moby Dick, I'm like, man, Kojima's really landed on thick with the Phantom Pain here.
Oh well, that wasn't even the big one. It was
I've only had him read the one book.
Have him read the second one. It is
Yeah.
so meta. Getting the full Kojima experience if you have him read. Crud, what was the second? Was it Frankenstein? Yeah, it was
I
Frankenstein.
think so.
Pretty positive it's Frankenstein if you have him read the second one.
A personal favorite of mine. I'm
That's nice.
intrigued.
This actually, yeah, like, Dollman is a great character. I love the idea of him. And I also love that you can just chuck him into the air to use him as recon drone.
Oh man, that's great. It's great. So many great things about that game. You can almost certainly expect episodes or updates in each episode from us until we complete it.
The unraveling.
You all will witness firsthand my steady decline into insanity because I barely made it out alive after the first one, and if he achieves even something even half as emotionally impactful as what he put us through in the first one, I'm cooked. It's over.
I agree.
There will be no more Smith on the Friendo wagon or in life generally.
Kojima, we're counting on you.
Please do this for me and my family.
Yeah, if there's anyone who can top that first one, it's the man himself.
That's true.
Well, unless anybody has anything to add, I think this is it's been a rather quick one, but I think that's all we have for this, unless there's something to throw in last minute here.
No, I think that's probably it. I mean, that is it for me. I mean, plug the socials like we always do, but other than that,
Oh yeah, has anyone actually checked the email to see if anyone has reached out?
You know, I'll get on that.
Somebody.
we could have a random sponsor waiting in the wings.
Yeah, listen, yeah, or even maybe that Graham guy reached out and he's just needing us to flame him a little bit more.
Regardless, if we do, we'll absolutely go through that if we have any questions or comments, concerns, we'll go through all that on the next episode.
We're gonna get all this sorted out, folks. We will go ahead and shamelessly plug the socials once again. I specifically encourage you to reach out to us on our email, thefriendowagon@gmail.com. Certainly speaking for myself, of course, but I think I'm speaking for the other two as well when I say that I think that it would be pretty fun and a good idea to give some of our listeners a little bit of our own feedback and give you some advice on your woes in life. I think that could be fun. So
Oh, yeah.
reach out to us. Reach out to us on the email, thefriendowagon@gmail.com. Find us on Twitter @thefriendowagon. Also that on Instagram and on Twitch. Yeah, maybe just maybe, depending on how things shake out, if I do in fact end up being the last one to complete Death Stranding, or maybe whoever it is, it could be any of us. For those that don't care, maybe we stream that last Friendo going through the ending of Death Stranding 2 just to
It's gotta happen.
publicly broadcast their trepidation.
I support broadcasting the pain like that.
We'll look into it.
I will
Follow
call
us
out
on
of
the socials.
I will call out of work to make sure I get ahead of him, guys. Don't worry, folks. We'll get you covered.
Follow us on the socials. We appreciate any and all feedback, unless it's from the Graham guy. We are so thankful that you have tuned in once again to listen to the ramblings of three bad men. As always, we love you so much. We'll see you next time.
And I guess until then, dear listener, the Friendo Wagon is inbound somewhere else.